Okay, I think we're set up pretty well. I am streaming from you. I'm streaming from a different home today, and I'm slightly not settled. So I beg your forgiveness, and we will start. My talk today is on resistance, resentment, and revenge, and what happens in a normal process of making a new reality. You will have a desire within you that is of the Father, God's source, God, however you want to say it. And it is beckoning you to join that part of you that is true, real, united with everybody. And that your desire is an expression of that. So you'll have a desire, and that desire is to experience love. Okay. Not the romantic love, not the superficial love, but real love. Love that knows no bounds. And so you'll set out on the bridge of incidents, which is not lined with beautiful flowers and butterflies. It is the challenges that you have from point A to the end. While you're traveling on the road, you keep in your mind what you desire as the end. And the end is to experience that incredible love. And I have experienced that kind of love many, many times. In fact, it's more a present situation in my life than the other superficial love. And I am grateful. You cannot explain it in words. It is all consuming, it is the real deal. So you start out on the road, and then you all of a sudden get a message from your ego stop. And that's resistance. Resistance does not come from you as an individual person thinking that something wrong is going to happen or from God. It comes from the ego because the ego does not want to let go of you. And so you get very resistant and you probably go into the authority problem, the authority issue, which is the ego versus God. And we embody that in our reality by setting someone up as an authority figure and then just saying, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know me, blah, blah, blah. And I am not going to listen to you, but because I want your approval, I'm going to pretend to go along with what you're saying. Well, as a sensitive, I know when that's happening. And I will do several things. I will play along. I will let them know it, or I will immediately confront them. And then I will allow them the time period it usually takes for them to stop their battle within. It's not with me, and I'm not going to be a punching bag. So the first step is resistance. And the second step, you go immediately into resentment. How dare she say such a thing that I'm resistant? It's all her problem, not mine. And as coaches, we get that all the time. Not all the time, but frequently. And so resentment follows, and you get high and mighty. Um, you start thinking, I am right and she is wrong. And then the battle really takes and gets into full swing at this point, the battle within. And so what we have within, we project without. And what you see then is a battle. You don't see what's really going on, and that is a potential for healing. So you get into battle mode, and no matter what is said to you at that point from the coach or from your friend or from your parent, you are going to say, in one way or another, screw you. I'm going to do it my way. And that truly is the authority problem that we have with God. And And we do. We all do. We battle God all the time. So then what happens after that is we get into revenge. We think, okay, they're trying to teach me something and I don't want to listen to it. And so I am going to just sit here and do absolutely nothing. Karen has recommended that I go out and meet people, okay, and be a friend and go out there and live life. Well, screw that. I'm going to get her back. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to drink Red Bulls and I'm going to eat pizza and I am going to watch reruns all day long in my PJs and then justify it by saying, oh, gee, I just wanted a day off. Well, honey, you've had too many days off, and this is why your life is going nowhere. So, that is a long explanation for the three R's. And it happens a lot. Okay. Um, I go through it. I go through it when I get into a situation with a narcissist. And the thing about me is I've honed my skills about being by getting even, and I can cut really bad. So I try not to go there. I try to back up and de-engineer the whole thing and see how it really is a blessing in disguise, and then I laugh. One way I get resentment or my resentment out and get revenge is I slam doors. Oh my God, do I slam things? Oh, holy moly. It's really noisy sometimes around me, but I get it out and then I start cracking up and then I de-engineer it and I see how this particular person that is in my life was really trying to tell me something that I needed to listen to. And so I will laugh and I will surrender. And this is what you want to do when you get into the three R's. You just want to surrender after you laugh. It is totally silly. You're doing this not to anyone else except yourself. Okay. And so then I will laugh and I will send a thank you to the actor in my script that I wrote. I wanted them to do this part so that I could wake up to something I wasn't listening to. And so, again, with the three R's, it is so silly because everything in your life you have set up exactly the way you experience it. And if you don't like it, don't change them. Don't tell them to go to hell. You change yourself. You you deconstruct the situation that you are involved in and you say, "Hey, I needed to hear this." And just laugh and then be grateful to the actor in your script and be grateful for yourself because you wrote the script the way it did. And just laugh again. And isn't that silly? Learn the lesson, learn what they're trying to teach you, or else learn that you did have a good point and that you're going to stay on your point, but you're not going to shove it up their butts. And then move on. Move on to the next scene. Okay. This thing about cutting people out of one's lives because the three R's play out constantly is absolutely ridiculous. If you are physically in danger, yes, leave. You leave. Don't make them leave. You leave. Go somewhere where it's safe so that you can calm down, get your wits about you, perhaps call one of us coaches and find out what the hell's going on and how it's valuable to you as a person for your growth to the destination that you desire instead of your default. Um, and we have many such smaller goals along even in a day. I want to get this done and I want to get that done. And I had a big list today. And so and so I had words with one of my darling clients. It ended up, of course, I got my way. And she did too. She just doesn't see it. And it was perfect. Your life is perfect for you to learn what you're holding on to that stops you from achieving what your desired goal is. You're seeing all of the muck right there. You're experiencing it inside if you don't see it because you've got blinders on. Okay, if you're sitting there eating bonbons, watching reruns of I Love Lucy or whatever, and you're feeling awful, well, take a look, okay? You're a couch potato. You're starting to look like a potato. Get off your ass and get yourself together. Go out and live life, however you want to do that. I never tell my clients how to do that. But get involved. I am involved all the time, and life is so exciting and so wonderful. Do I get smacked sometimes? Yeah, okay, because I wasn't listening. And but I'll tell you, every day I wake up and I say, I really do love my life. I love living in cow pasture territory in a huge house on a huge piece of property that people said it was impossible for you and Janet Hessler Nevins to buy. And I go, watch, watch. And God's hand was in this. It was just amazing. The whole thing was amazing. And that's one of our biggest achievements together. Okay. Um, but guys, life is wonderful if you allow it. Stop digging your heels in. Stop being so damn resistant to your own voice through another person. You are 100% accountable for your life. That is one of the pillars of LOA. If you don't assume that role, you're not going to get what you want. You just aren't. You can't play the game outside the rules. And there are very few rules, but those rules are in stone. Okay. EIYPO, every one of you pushed out in one way or another. Things that you don't even see in yourself. I go back to the story of my ex-husband. You wouldn't believe who he is. And the thing is, he and I are the same person. And I have the same gifts and habits. And I do the same thing, only in my way. Hi, Stephanie. Glad you came and said hi. How are you, honey? And we live, you wonder why you're tired? You're tired because you're in resistance. That's one thing, one way that you can tell you're in resistance. You're either in resistance to the message, you're resistant to love, you're resistant to your expansion that you really do want. You're resistant to letting go of that bad habit or that bad mindset that you're keeping a hold of. You've got a death grip around it and you just don't want to give it up. And so you dig your heels in, you become resistant. You say, no, I don't have to stop drinking or stop smoking or stop, pouring down chocolate 5 times a day, followed by soda, followed by cheeseburger. And you wonder why you've gained 80 pounds in the last 2 months. So, and food is part of the equation because food is a manifested reality, and you you determine how that food goes into your body and how fat is fear and attack thoughts. So again, stop digging in your heels is wearing you out. Okay. And surrender. Just surrender. Surrender to laughter. Surrender to slamming doors if you need to. Surrender to taking a hammer to a 3-tiered plastic shelf, brand new, and beating the shit out of it with the hammer until it was pieces. Janet, and she did a really good job. She pounded that thing for what, 30 minutes, I think. Oh my God. And I applauded her. She's not used to expressing her negative, quote unquote, feelings. And I just laughed. I thought it was so funny. So just surrender. If it means that you need to tell somebody to, that you don't want to be in their space anymore, that's fine. Leave their space. Okay? But don't cut them out of your life because another one will be found. Someone will come into the script to play the part that is so important for you. And so this silliness of cutting people out is silly, absolutely flipping silly, as though you're really doing anything. You're not. You're just playing a game with yourself. Your lessons will follow you like your shadow does until you truly learn them. And when you truly learn a lesson, you don't say, wow, I've learned that lesson again. You just sit and you go, wow. And you're no longer the same person. And how many times do you have to revisit? That's up to you. How resistant are you? How resentful are you to all the other people that you invited into your script to show you the same lesson? Okay, and you resent them? Why? They are your actors in your script. I am an actor in your script, guys. However you take me, that's up to you. Okay, I know who I am and I'm being it. I am very authentic. And I am not going to shut up for anybody. Okay. It's time for a wake up call. You look at this word and you wonder why it's the way it is because people are still sleeping on the job. And I'm here to wake them up. That's why we have the free 15-minute coaching call. That's why each one of us coaches have more intense healing processes, which we call what we offer. I offer 100-day programs right now, and I have a dozen. And then I do Zooms now every Sunday, and I do these now from now on every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and that is Mountain Standard Time. This Sunday, I'm having a Zoom on forgiveness. I recommend everybody come to that Zoom. It's $30. Contact me on Messenger for details of payment. It includes the recording. And if you do not want to show your face on the Zoom and have an excuse not to be there, that's fine. That's resistance. And so you can pay the $30 and get the recording and ask me to ask a question and discuss the answer on the Zoom. And I'm fine on that. Showing your face, showing up, even if it's risky for you. Yeah, you might be called out by me. Oh, yeah, if you bring bullshit to the table. But so what? You're going to survive it, and you're probably going to be a better person because of it. So this is long enough, and I thank you all for joining me. I hope you review this a couple of times, and I hope you watch how you get into resistance. You'll know it immediately because you'll want to stop, and you'll want to contemplate. Hi, Beverly. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you for appearing on this, by the way. Love you lots. And just watch how tired you get. And who else? Oh, unboxing items one box at a time. Isn't that cute? I love that. So I just want you to become aware when you start the 3 R's. Stop it then, or maybe in the resentment mode, or when you want to get even. Oh God, I think I'll get even with Karen. I'll just quit the program. Okay. That's your choice. You can come back whenever you want. But whatever you're facing, whatever we brought up together, what will happen is it will stay there and play out. Who else is here? Janet Nevin saying great life. Thank you, Janet. And I'm not going to let you close to any of my plastic shelving units, honey, with a mallet. So I'm going to let you all go. And I send lots of love. And when you need it, you know where to come for an ass kicking. I am really good at that. And that means being straight with you and continuing to be straight with you past all the, oh, really? Bullshit. And who else is there? Beverly, Stephanie, yeah, Stephanie. Yeah. So anyway, I will let you go. And thank you for joining us and thank you for reviewing it and watching it and throwing Rotten Tomatoes at your screen. I don't care. The government does not govern my kitchen. I do canning, rebel canning, and I don't let the USDA tell me I cannot can rice. And I'm direct. I don't care if you like it or not. Okay. And but I do give you my best. And I do know that one of these days you're going to wake up and start being part of the salvation of the world. Bye now.